Okay, if you want to improve your speaking skills in any language quickly, this is an exercise you should be doing. This is the most important exercise you should be doing. In fact, this is the language islands exercise. And it's very simple. You write down everything you want to say in one column in English or whatever your language is, native language. Everything from meeting people to talking about yourself, different situations, every conversation topic you usually talk about. You write everything down. Everything you think you will have to say in the language. Normally, around 1,000 sentences are enough to do okay in the language. And then you will translate it using Google Translate, paste the translation here. Yes, I know it's Google Translate. It's not super accurate. It's not the greatest thing. Whatever, it works. It's way better than not being able to say anything. Yeah, speaking with some mistakes is much better than not being able to speak at first, at least. Then you can do other exercises to correct your mistakes. But for now, to go from zero to conversational, this is the best thing you can do. So basically, you write the translation here phonetically. They don't use this alphabet in India. This is Hindi, but you should always write phonetically because it's going to slow things really. It's going to really slow things down if you try to learn the alphabet first. So learn it phonetically. Write it down phonetically. You should also get a recording of an audio file of the sentences, some text to speech software. Google Translate itself is, I mean, not great, but it works. And listen to it over and over again. That's going to be really helpful to learn the approximate pronunciation of all of this. And then you start reading them aloud. So, hello, namaste. What is your name? आपका क्या नाम है? My name is Mikkel. मेरा नाम Mikkel है. Yeah, you notice the pronunciation? I'm working on it already. Nice to meet you. आपसे मिलाकर अच्छा लगा. Where are you from? आप कहाँ से हैं? And so on and so forth. I'm combining this with listening and repeating exercises with Glossica. Yeah, this is not for your pronunciation. This is for speaking fluency. This is to make you speak as much as you can. Uh, this is to help you speak way more, to be able to say a lot more quickly. Yeah, you should combine this with other exercises to mostly listening and repeating with native audio so that you work on your pronunciation as well. But this will help you speak more, basically. Learn lots of useful sentences, and you're able to do much better in conversation. In most conversations that you prepare for, if you do this exercise and then you find yourself in a conversation that you didn't prepare for, you can always go home later and prepare, add more sentences to the list, and prepare for that conversation as well. If you have any blind spots in your language islands, you'll realize whenever you're on the spot, and then when you go home, you prepare for it. So you read them aloud over and over again. You also listen to the audio files, and once you familiarize with the sentences, you remember them pretty well from reading aloud. You start translating. So you look at this. Hello, namaste, or namaste. I don't know how they pronounce it. Um, Okay, I say it correctly. What's your name? I don't remember. आपका आपका क्या नाम है? पका पका क्या नाम है? Yeah, I'm still my pronunciation is a work in progress still, but it's really important that you say them aloud when you read them aloud and you translate from the language. मेरा नाम मिकेल है. मेरा नाम मिकेल है. You should say them aloud all the time. Neighbors might think you're crazy because you're repeating things aloud all the time, but it's much better to do this at home. Lots of speaking to yourself, reading aloud, repeating things aloud, instead of just reading or listening to stuff and then or studying grammar. And then when you're in front of people, you haven't said anything aloud in the language ever. And then you're gonna fail. So if instead you have been repeating things aloud all the time at home, you'll do much better in conversation. So yeah, read them aloud over and over, and then translate aloud from your own sentences into the language. You compare, see where you made a mistake, and read them aloud correctly if you made a mistake. And you keep trying, keep adding sentences, and you keep doing this. And if you do this exercise, you learn around 1,000 sentences with this. You can do it in a few weeks. You'll be able to do pretty well in most situations and conversations just by doing this. Your comprehension will improve, although this is not the best exercise for comprehension. You should always combine different exercises. There's no single exercise that's the best thing, that's the solution to everything. Not input, not space repetition, no immersion. Nothing will fix everything. Yeah, you need a combination of effective methods. This is the best thing you can do for speaking fluency. If you want to improve your fluency quickly, and fluency, I mean your ability to speak more in the language, you should do this. You should combine this with listening and repeating so that you speak not only more but also better. Listening and repeating with native audio will help your fluency as well, but mostly will help your pronunciation. And then if you do a lot of input and memorize a lot of vocabulary, your comprehension will improve a lot. So with all these three exercises, I guess, four, memorization plus input for comprehension, and language islands plus listening and repeating for speaking, you should do pretty well in the language in a few weeks if you do it super consistently. And I mean, a couple hours a day, maybe. If you do that, you'll improve fast. If you play Duolingo and do things like that instead, that's just wishful thinking, and you'll be more or less the same level in a year. Anyway, I hope you found this useful. You should definitely try this. Try it with a couple hundred sentences, 100 sentences even. Introduce yourself, talk about yourself, blah blah blah. Learn all those sentences, and then see how much better you do in conversation in any language, especially at the beginner stage. If you can't say much in the language still, you should definitely do this.